Hey guys, Drew because Jiu-Jitsu here again. Today we're going to go over spider guard, both what is a spider guard, how do you use it, and also several hybrid applications of it. Spider guard itself is basically just a tension guard that can be used in a whole lot of different ways and also in tandem with a whole bunch of different guards. So we're going to start off just with the very basics of how to use a spider guard, the dynamics of the tension involved. And then we'll start getting into some actual techniques where we use spider guard, and we'll start with some basic applications as well as some advanced ones that will apply different guards, like I was saying, to the spider, or I guess conversely, we're adding the spider to different guards. You'll see what we mean when we get there. So to begin with, I want to start with my partner in closed guard just to demonstrate the dynamics of what a spider guard is. So for spider guard, it's going to use what's called a spider grip. And what that is we're going to take his cuff here, roll it, and put our 4 fingers inside this little pocket here. Some people call it pocket grip, some people just call it spider grip. Same thing. We're going to roll both of those just like this. And this little drill here is something that you can practice to help your dexterity as well as understand the tension of spider guard. So feel free to use this at your gym to practice or drill if you don't already. So to start this drill, we're starting from a closed guard, and I'm going to have tension on these. My partner is postured and pulling back. I'm going to take one leg at a time. Knee on the inside, flare out, and put my foot on the hip. The other one's going to come in and mimic it, flaring out, putting my foot on the hip. Now here you'll start to understand the dynamics of the tension. I'm going to be pulling on these spiders and pushing on these flared shins right here, which is going to keep my partner stuck. So if he moves around, I've got him stuck, just like if he was in a closed guard. He's stuck with tension instead of just a trap of my ankles behind his back. So to continue this motion, we're going to move it up. Right now I'm on the hips with my feet. 1 foot at a time, I'm going to come up to the bicep. And then again to the bicep. And here we've got him scarecrow. So same thing, we're pulling down as we're pushing away, which is going to have that tension. Makes it difficult for him to get his arms back, and it also allows me to play around with his body and base and posture. And then to finish the drill, we're just going to reverse it, back down to the hip, making sure we've got tension on that flared knee, back down to the hip here, and then pull back into closed guard. You can walk up and down that ladder back and forth to practice these grips and to practice the movement between them. So a spider grip, to answer the question, or a spider guard, it doesn't even necessarily have to be 2 spider grips. You can just have one, and if we're doing this, and we've got a tension, a push-pull tension here with that spider grip, that's going to be a version of spider guard. So we'll start going through some techniques of how we utilize this. So here's some basic applications of how to use spider guard. It can be used while our partner is on their knees, in a combat base, or when they're standing. I like to use it especially when they're standing because it keeps them less mobile. The more that they're on their feet, the faster they're going to be passing my guard. They like to be at least on 1 foot, if not 2, more often for fast passes. So this will keep them stuck in that web that we're building. So I'm going to have my spiders, just for the sake of the technique here, both feet on the hips, both spider grips on the arms. Now for this one, I'm going to take one, put it into the bicep, right where his arm bends right here, the inside elbow. And pull up, or sorry, push up as I pull down. So here it changes posture from straight to crooked. That's what I'm going to do. And when I do that, I'm going to turn with it like this. We can really move our body as we're up. Kind of twisted, we're keeping our head off the ground, so we just have a little bit of surface area that we're pivoting on the bottom underneath us here. And as I pivot, when I get close enough to this leg here, I'm going to switch my grip underneath it, shoot my hips up, and come into an armbar right here. You can knock them over into an orthodox armbar from side control here, or you can finish while they're standing. One more time. We can start a spider here, pushing, pulling, pivoting, hook, and up. We've got nice tension on that arm the whole time, so there's no chance to get it back. And just like any technique where we use an armbar, there's always a triangle available. So this is how I'm going to do that one from spider guard. We're here. You can come to the bicep, or for this one, I like to come to the shoulder right here. It's going to have the same push-pull tension. There's no problem with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull both of these in like usual and fire this leg over top as I twist like this. So you can see the triangle that's already set up. This one's pulled really deep, which saves me a lot of work. I just hook this one up. You've got a tight triangle right away. This one surprises people, and it's a fast tap because it seeps them into a very, very deep triangle. So again, we're here, or even better, right here. We're pulling, bam. We want to make sure we turn that angle a bit, hooking up our triangle for the finish. Another one here. This one, I like to use a lot when somebody is putting forward pressure on me. So they don't like when you push them back like this. We're keeping that push-pull tension, really keeping them at range back like this. So the moment they start coming in on that range, I'm going to let them. And come in for a tomonagi. So, let's get you this way. So what the tomonagi does is essentially puts 2 posts on his hips, at least one, I like 2, and I'm going to pull him in, sort of chambering him over those posts, and once his weight comes over my hips, I'm going to jam his arms down so that he can't block that forward motion. So again, he comes in, jam the arms down, he does a full front flip, and you just roll right up into mount. This one is a showstopper, but it's surprisingly easy to hit. Practice this one, you'll be remarkable. It's remarkable how easy it is to hit this one when somebody's putting that forward pressure on you. So let's get into what I was talking about earlier about hybrid guards. So the spider guard, although it in and of itself is its own standalone guard on the hips, on the bicep, double bicep, this is all spider variations. But we can start playing hybrid versions where I can go from spider here to spider de la Riva, or de la Riva spider, however you look at it. Right here on the hip, or especially up here like this. This is great. What I like about this kicking grip right here, this push-pull tension, usually a de la Riva would be something like this. This one allows me to play with his posture at will. So here I can keep him away, or I can pull him down. So you can do that, and it fools with their balance, it screws with their posture, and really play their reactions. One that I like to do a lot from here is I pull down to get them reacting by pushing backwards, and when they do, I shove them the other way hard. Coming here, and pulling up into a full mount. We'll get that from a different angle. So let's start from a de la Riva this time. We're here in de la Riva. I reach forward and grab this one and put the spider in. So now I'm going to play with his balance this way, and as he overreacts, I'm going to force him the other way here, knocking him over, and keeping those grips to pull ourselves up into full mount. Another option I like to play with quite a bit, because I'm a fan of the guard itself, is lasso. So if you don't know what a lasso grip is, my partner is gripping onto my knee as they usually do when we're in a spider here. I'm going to have this spider grip. You're going to kick this leg straight to break the grip, circle from the outside in, bring our toes underneath, then kick straight, curling our toes and pulling back, which breaks his posture. Once we've broken the posture, make sure to rock this grip like this. To rock your fist like this, because the #1 escape for my partner here is to rotate this fist out, and that'll stop that movement. So you've got him locked now in this lasso. And from here, we can start going like this, and now we've got him broken on this side and extended on that side. It's a terrible position to be stuck in from the top. So what I'm going to do with this one for this particular technique is I'm going to, once I get here, remove this leg and this hand and bring them on this side of his leg. The foot here and my hand down here. They'll look like this. I'm going to start inverting over top of this shoulder. Just very tight inversion. Bring my hand out this side. I'm going to shoot this leg straight up. Watch. We end up in a triangle on the other side. Alright, so we're here again from spider. We're going to break our grips, circle around, kick, pull, lock, throw our spider in. So again, this is a terrible position for him to be in. He's broken both directions, both up and down. I'm going to take my foot and my arm, bring him on this side, pivot, shoot up, break it. So we're pulling over, locking our triangle, and finishing for the choke. There are multiple versions of hybrid guards when it comes to spider. You're going to find lots of them out there. We're not going to cover them all. There's, like we said, there's de la Riva spider, there's lasso spider, there's spider X, there's all sorts of ways to play this, but it's really, the concept is important, is that push-pull tension, which is going to keep them sort of stuck in this sort of mystery web of tension. That you really, if you're the one who's trying to pass, dealing with these spiders, it should be your #1 priority to break those grips. Don't ever try to pass a guard, even if they have one spider in like that, even if you get all the way past, they can extend you, re-guard, sweep you. You have to address those grips, which is great for the person on bottom, okay? It's going to play into your guard retention. You can feel safe or safer if you have a spider grip in the bicep and they pass. You're going to be able to extend and re-guard if necessary. And from the top, like I said, just make sure that you are being very cautious when you're in those situations, because you're going to have, it's tricky. It's a precarious situation to try to break out of, which is good for the person on bottom, again. So hopefully it's something new. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see, guys. I've enjoyed making these videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.